What?
You're not on TV yet. We're just looking at the logo.
Oh, you said we're on.
Well, now we're on. Just went on.
Should I have to repeat it?
I guess.
Welcome. I'm repeating. Just in case you missed it, I'm repeating. Welcome to the Mayor and Council meeting in Oakland, Monday, December 21st, 2020. It's a different night this week because of the Christmas holiday. And so thank you all for joining us. We'll do the roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Bialy.
Here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Talamini.
Here.
Councilman Van Eck, absent.
Yes.
Motion to excuse Councilman Van Eck.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, since we're on Zoom, we dispense with the salute to the flag, but please a moment of silence. And please remember all those that are not well, all those who are unfortunately sick from the virus and have passed away. Thank you. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. My report for this evening is a big congratulations. That's what I'm starting with. And congratulations to our green team for helping us being awarded the silver level certification from Sustainable New Jersey. Congratulations to Allison Gleason, Carol Peterson, and the entire green team for this great achievement. And Rich, I think you were part of it. I think Councilman Pignatelli, were you a part of it also? This is great news, and it's a nice achievement.
Michael was much more a part of it this year than
Thank you, Michael.
I'll congratulate the green team on my report, but yes.
Good. Thank you.
Yep.
As you all know, we had a snowfall last week. We had, it came down pretty heavy, and an incredible job was done by our DPW. Thank you to our DPW. They were out there. I heard the plows all night. Blacktop was visible. Next day, it's unbelievable to go through Oakland and then go to another town and see how incredibly great our DPW is. So thank you. If you pass by the no longer there stream house, you notice it's no longer there. And all you see is the foundation covered by snow. And I don't know, I don't know if the capping has been put on yet, but
yeah.
We have a lot of, yes. And once the snow is off, we have a lot of plans. Councilman Bialy and I have been talking about this. And I invite anyone who is interested in history to find out about the stream house. It really is a place where we could build a beautiful children's museum and commemorate that at one time Oakland was the county seat of Bergen County. And an article was written by Terry Castelleggio, it'll be in the newsletter for the next issue, about the history. And anybody who's interested at all, we invite you to come forward and talk about and work with us about creating a beautiful children's museum. And I think it's going to be such a great addition to our town. It is, speaking of volunteering, this is the time of year when we ask you if you are interested in volunteering for any of our commissions or boards or committees. Please go on our website. There are citizen leadership forms, or call Borough Hall, or call me in my office during the day. Fill out a citizen leadership form. We'd love to have you join us. There are so many positions that are available, and you may find something that really interests you. And I look forward to receiving your citizen leadership forms. If you're already on a board or a committee or commission and your term is up, you do have to fill out a new citizen leadership form to be reappointed. And if you are on a committee and your term is up and you're not interested, please let Lisa know at Borough Hall, Lisa Borough Clerk, that you do not want to remain on the committee, commission, or board. Speaking of how great our town is, I've got a call from a writer of the New York Times. And if you read the New York Times regularly, then you know that they do articles periodically. Every few months they do another article about a town and a community, and they have chosen our Borough of Oakland to write about, and it'll probably come out in March. I'm going to be interviewed next week by the Mr. Jacobs, by the author of the article. And if you have any ideas that you want me to make sure that he gets in that article, just let me know before next Tuesday, because that's when the interview rate our community is. And our holiday decorating contest was in full bloom. Last night and tonight, judges are going around, driving around town, 3 sections, Manitou, Dogwood, and Heights. That's how they divided up the sections. Last night, I drove around with my husband to look at the lights. We were one of many judges, everybody is going separately and have their own scorecards. And it's just incredible how beautiful people have decorated their homes this year. It was a pleasure going around. If you are not part of the contest, and you had a sign in front of your lawn if you were part of the contest, I had all the addresses. Try for next year. It's a fun thing to do. It's a beautiful thing to do and to see. And if you do have time, just drive around the town and look at the beautiful houses and their decorating. At this time, I wish everyone a very happy holiday season. I remind you to stay safe, stay well. Don't be complacent. Just a few more months, and maybe we'll get out of this. So I just wish you a happy holiday. I wish everyone a healthy year of 2021 and look forward to seeing many of you in person once again. And at this time, I entertain a motion to open to the public.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Michael?
Okay. If you are a member of the public and you wish to provide public comment at tonight's council meeting, please click the raise your hand icon on the bottom right-hand side, or click your name and raise hand, or on a mobile phone, *9.
I forgot to say something before we begin the public comment. If you're going to ask any questions about the sewage treatment plants or anything with the sewers, please note that we have another meeting which was rescheduled from last week because of the snow. It will be tomorrow night. There's representatives from each of the 3 sewage treatment plants. I ask you to submit your questions to the representatives. We're meeting in person with them at the senior center, so we could get a lot more accomplished that way. Thank you. So Michael, I'm sorry.
Okay, Mayor, I see no one further.
Oh, well, so much for that. Okay, entertain a motion to close.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Under special announcement and appointments, we have disabled veterans property tax exemption request. This came from our tax assessor. So Richard, do you want to bring this up?
Sure, I'll just kind of briefly recap it. The property owner lives on Pawnee Avenue, has requested a property tax refund due to being declared permanently disabled by the Department of Veteran Affairs. Based on his application to the borough, the tax assessor had made his property fully tax exempt as of the date of application in October. The resident is requesting that the tax exemption be made effective as of the date he was declared permanently disabled, which goes back to December of 2019. So again, just as background, the tax assessor did what he's allowed to do under the statute in terms of making the property tax exempt. Going backwards from the application date requires action by the governing body. So this falls to you to make a determination on the granting of this request or a modified granting of this request, what have you. What would happen is, based on your determination, if it's to grant all or some of the request, that would be memorialized in a resolution at the first meeting in January. And then
Right, so this will be a resolution for the next meeting.
Yes.
I fully support the exemption for this person. Became completely disabled fighting in a war, and my heart goes out to him as a veteran. Thank you so much for your service, and I think this is just one way we can all thank this person.
I second what Pat just said. As a
Yes,
veteran.
and I think we all agree, we've all said, if you fight for our country, you deserve whatever we can do for you. This will be as a resolution at the next meeting. There is legislation in the state on this matter, and we hope that after the legislation goes through, and we should contact our representatives, both our assembly people and our state senator, and when and after the legislation, we could then, I think, prepare an ordinance for our town, which would be very commendable. All right, at this time, approval of the minutes. We have minutes from April 30th, 2020. It was a special meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Second.
Any discussion?
What
Not roll
date?
call.
What date?
November 30th.
Thought you said April.
No, November.
Okay. Sorry.
Ready for roll call?
Yes.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
I'm going backwards because we had an earlier meeting that night, emergency meeting of the mayor and council, November 30th at 6 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Will there be any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
We have minutes from the regular meeting, Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
So then we have two emergency executive meeting at 6:02 that night on Monday, November 30th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
And we have executive session for Wednesday, December 9th. If there's going to be discussion, it will have to be during executive session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Will there be any discussion? If not, roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
All right, we have resolutions, but I'm going to pull out the first one, which is 20-306, authorize the hiring of police officer Jonathan Lyons. The mayor and council has determined the need to authorize the hiring of a police officer based on a vacancy in the current table of organization. Police Chief Sundari has recommended the appointment of Jonathan Lyons, and pending completion of the necessary pre-employment testing and background checks. And therefore be resolved the governing body that Jonathan Lyons be appointed as a police officer, Borough of Oakland, effective December 21st, 2020, in accordance with NJD personal certification of eligibles for appointment list, and his salary shall be at step 6, $60,808, in accordance with the current PBA contract.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
All right, I'll do the rest as a consent agenda. If you want any pulled out, just let me know. Resolution 2307 is to authorize Boswell Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan, and it's to comply with the new regulations for NJDEP. Boswell has submitted a proposal dated November 25th for work requiring the amount not to exceed $5,000. They have submitted all the paperwork. The award of a contract is for professional services, no public bidding, and the CFO has certified that funds are available. 2308, authorized grant application 2021 Employee Wellness Program. And we wish to make an application for the grant, and you're authorizing the grant for the application in the amount of $10,000 to be submitted to the Borough Municipal Health Insurance Fund. 2309 is to extend outdoor dining, and due to the COVID-19 virus affected the business model of restaurants, the borough wishes to help the local businesses through this difficult time. We previously adopted Resolution 2214 and then adopted 2253 to extend the period of time for outdoor dining to end in the year 2020. And then this resolution will extend outdoor dining to continue through March 31st, 2021 under the same terms and conditions as set forth in Resolution 2214. Resolution 2310 waive building permits for outdoor dining. Structures are required for winter outdoor dining, and the borough wishes to help its local businesses, waiving the borough portion of the building permit fees for any restaurant submitting a permit for outdoor dining structures. 2311 is to appoint a temporary Recreation Commission secretary. Our commission secretary is on maternity leave, so there is a need to hire a temporary secretary. Debbie Henry is asked to be hired as the temporary recreation secretary from December 1st, 2020 to February 26, 2021 at a rate of $100 per meeting. Resolution 2312 is to authorize the purchase of SCBA packs. There's a need to purchase 34 packs for the fire department. Total amount of $221,347.80. Our CFO has certified that funds are available, and this is to help with the purchase and with our wonderful volunteer fire department. Resolution 2313, authorized transfer between budget appropriations, certain budget expenditures with funds available in excess of the amounts approved in the calendar year 2020, and the state allows for the permits the transfer of such funds during the last 2 months of the fiscal year. In the current fund, it'll be from general services postage, $1,000, Social Security, $2,000, gasoline, $5,500, for a total of $8,500 to go to the tax collector, tax bills and notices, $1,000, the fine contribution plan, $2,000, electricity for the senior center, $500, and telephone for the police of $5,000, for a total in kind of the same amount of $8,500. 2314, cancel sewer fund appropriation to fund balance. This is to cancel the unexpended balances and transfer said funds to the sewer utility fund balance in the amount of $63,000. 2315, authorize seasonal snowplow employees at a rate of $31 per hour, and the mayor and council is asked to authorize the hiring of the following seasonal snowplow employees for the Department of Public Works effective December 16, 2020. Miles McMahon, Tim Trainer, and Tyler Del Corpo. 2316, authorize accrued time sellback. DPW and Superintendent Anthony Marcuselli is permitted to carry over additional vacation time in excess of 1 year allotment. The extra vacation time amounts to 23.37 days. And the borough and Mr. Marcuselli wish to clear this extra vacation time from Mr. Marcuselli's accrued vacation time balance by compensating Mr. Marcuselli for the current value of his extra vacation time. Said value is $12,205.68, and the CFO has certified that sufficient funds and authorities exist to pay this amount. And 2317, authorized execution of the Municipal Alliance Grant Agreement. The mayor and the CFO are hereby authorized to execute this grant agreement on behalf of the borough, and the amount of, and the award would be for $3,579.47. Does anyone wish any pulled out?
Mayor,
If not-
just want to make
Oh,
Just a quick comment, just to remind the residents that $210,000 for the Scott Packs is coming out of a grant that the Public Safety Committee and the Fire Department worked on.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, motion,
So moved.
Second.
second? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Do you
Pat, you're
hear?
muted.
good, he's muted.
I'm sorry, yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Yes.
All right, we have final ordinances, final adoptions for ordinances. The first one is 20 Code 816 to amend the recreation fees. And as, this is to amend the fees, and it's amazing, all of the committees we have erect. Adult sports, baseball, basketball, rec and open camp, summer sports camps, mountain bike program, special needs program, special needs cheerleading, volleyball summer camp, volleyball winter program, TGA Hall Day Sports Camp, I must have been half day, TGA Full Day Sports Camp, TGA Full Day from August 10th to the 14th, cheerleading camp, spring break half day camp, spring break full day camp, lacrosse and high school lacrosse. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on the recreation fee request? Michael?
No, Mayor, the green team is here for the next ordinance.
Oh, but not for this ordinance.
Correct.
Motion to close.
Therefore, is there a motion to close to the public?
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt 20 Code 816 amend recreation fees?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini,
Yes.
Then we have the next ordinance, which is 20 Code 818 Community Garden Fee. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Oakland to establish a fee for membership in the community garden. Is there, and the first line, it should be grant, 20,000 grant. It's a typo, as you can see. So at this point, is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. It's
Okay,
open to the
Mayor,
public.
Mayor, I have here Chair of the Green Team, Allison Fleeson, who will provide.
Allison,
some comment.
hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You have to, I'm sorry, you have to give your name and address.
Oh. Sorry, Ali Fleeson and 59 Seton Hall Drive.
Okay.
So does anyone have any questions for me about the garden?
I think we discussed this a lot at the last meeting when we
Right.
talked about it. I don't think I think everybody's just so excited about it.
There was
I have a
There's questions about the fees.
Yes.
Okay. So Rich and I talked about it earlier today, actually, and it should read that it's just an annual fee of $50.
Okay, and it doesn't matter that, you know, you're gonna either use it for a couple months or the whole year?
Yeah,
So it's first come,
Yeah, it
first
shouldn't
served,
be a-
annual fee?
yeah, annual fee. Yep.
I read the ordinance just before, and that clause is still in there. That
It
always
shouldn't. It shouldn't be. It should say annual fee.
Instead of membership.
Well,
Is that correct?
Nailima, if I can ask, if we changed in section 1 growing season to annual or for the year, that wouldn't be considered a substantive change, would it?
I don't think so, and you can have somebody amend it on the floor tonight, Rich. Can amend it on the floor tonight and vote on that.
All right, so why don't we do
So-
that?
Russ, do you want to amend it?
I'm happy to, sure.
Okay. Is there a second to amend it?
Second.
So,
Second.
second.
Okay.
So, what would be the proper language?
Perhaps, Mayor, after $50 where it says for the growing season, we can just put annually.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have to omit the clause, some will be all year plots or something? Some will be year-round plots? They're all year-round.
They're all year round, even if it's a seasonal.
Right,
Mhm.
so we can change some plots to all plots.
Yep.
Where's the sum?
It's in the third whereas, Mayor.
The third. Oh, I see.
So just so I'm clear, so there's 50 plots altogether, and it's first come, first serve for the entire year, correct?
Right.
28 plots,
It's $50.
$50.
Oh, it's 28 plots, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
28 plots. 6 of them are designated for senior citizens or the disabled. They're actually like a tabletop plot.
Oh,
Okay.
So, yeah, 6 of them will be, you'll actually be on the concrete, so level ground, and it's actually tabletop. They're actually 36 inches off the ground.
Yeah, I mentioned that last meeting.
does that have to be in the ordinance?
No,
No,
because it's the same fee.
Okay. Any other, are we open to the public, so if there's any questions, we can have you answer them, Allison.
Okay.
Okay, so if a member of the public wishes to provide public comment or ask any questions on this ordinance only, please click the raise your hand icon. Mayor, I see no one further.
All right. Any other questions to anybody on the council have any questions to Allison?
Yeah, I just want to make a statement. If anyone wants a plot, they're to go to communitypass.com/Oakland Borough. Right, Allison?
So
Yes. Once
is it on our borough website?
Michael,
Is it on the borough website, the link?
It'll be through the website when the registration period opens. It's not open at this time.
Okay.
And when will we be doing it in the 1st of January, or do we know when we're gonna, like, what's the season going to be, the year?
well, we had just wanted to open it up as soon as possible. As soon as we had this fee ordinance taken care of, we'll start listing it so that people can sign up. And we're looking to actually start people using it, as soon as possible. If they want to put something in, before April, that's fine. So, yeah.
Aren't there
Question.
some plants that thrive in the snow? The snow is like a blanket.
Yes, there are, and there's also some things that Carol and I would like to be doing for the winter, including maybe bringing some cold frames in and doing something fall and winter as well. So yeah, I think even right now we kind of threw in some of the plots. Some garlic and onions are in there already. Just as we were doing cleanup, we were throwing stuff around. So
Sounds good.
Quick question. Will the website reflect the fact that there are still vacancies or plots available? Will that be updated on a regular basis, or how's that going to work so that people know?
Michael, you have to tell me.
So we are going to have a community garden webpage on our borough website. And when we announce all of the plots that are first come, first serve, we will certainly make an announcement on our social media pages, on our website, and we can certainly keep a log of how many plots are still open.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you. Great.
So I'll entertain a motion to close to the public.
So moved.
Second.
One thing I just want to also mention, we also, there is a picnic table there for the people that are using the garden, and it is an ADA picnic table. So there's actually an area where you can pull a wheelchair underneath the actual table.
Excellent. Thank you. So we have a motion to close. So at this time, is there a motion to adopt this ordinance, 20 Code 818, community garden fee?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
We now have work session items, stormwater management ordinance, Mr. Kunz.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just going to make a couple of brief introductory remarks. As we talked about when we were talking about the stormwater pollution prevention plan that the borough engineer is going to be working on, we let you know that the DEP had made some rather substantial changes to their stormwater management rules and regulations. Those take effect in early March of 2021. So we need to update our borough code as well to conform with those requirements. Fortunately, the DEP did provide a model that we could use that meets all the minimum requirements. So what we sought to do was to kind of go through, give you a high-level comparison between the code as it exists and the DEP model ordinance. The borough planner had provided that to you, and we also provided the actual ordinance and the DEP ordinance too for your perusal, just a little bit of light reading. But with that, I'd like to turn it over to John, who can maybe get into some of the specifics and to see if everybody's comfortable where we can start preparing an ordinance based on the model for introduction in January. It probably should go to the planning board for their review as well. We need a bit of time to do that. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John. He can get into some of the specifics here of what it means for the borough and what it means for land development in the borough.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rich. So I believe in your packet, you had a memo prepared by Steve Lydon, the borough planner, and he attempted to and did a great job of comparing the current ordinance and rules with what the DEP wants. And so I'm going to go very quickly through his spreadsheet and give you sort of the cliff notes on what has changed for this new ordinance. I've attended a couple of seminars with the DEP on this matter over the last year. So I've been pretty up to date on what they're going to be requiring. This only kicks in on developments that disturb 1 acre of land or create 1/4 of an acre of impervious surfaces. And the emphasis is on impervious surfaces. Now the DEP is going to pay particular attention to impervious surfaces that have motor vehicles on it, as opposed to impervious surfaces that have a roof. So if you're creating impervious surfaces that have motor vehicles on it, such as a parking lot, you now have to take that water and you must filter it through the ground before it gets into the aquifer. And so if people are developing more parking areas, you're going to see more green infrastructure to filter that runoff created by the new parking areas, and they must go percolate into the ground. You're not going to see, you're going to see less and less of the large detention type of facilities that typically go with development crammed at one corner of development. Now we want to see, the DEP wants to see more rain gardens, less parking areas, and a lot of that water going directly into the ground. So
John?
that's probably the most major change with the new ordinances. Go ahead,
Let's say
Councilman.
the first 10 feet is clay or, impervious material. They'll have to, I guess, excavate that all out until they get down to permeable soil and then replace it.
Well, yes and no. The engineer will have to prove to the DEP that it is impractical because of the soil conditions at the site that they cannot comply with this. It used to be that we would give it a college try, so to speak, to try to percolate the water into the ground. And typically, a lot of developers forego that and just went directly with the big detention basin. Now they are required to demonstrate to the DEP that they cannot percolate into the ground. They must take soil samples and they must prove that you have clay or something else that you cannot do this.
John, question?
Yeah, sure.
So if I understand what you're saying, this is only for new construction, 1 acre or greater, correct?
That is correct. Or the creation of an additional 1/4 acre of impervious surfaces. That's roofs and parking areas. And parking areas are more evil than rooftops because they have oils and things that drip from motor vehicles onto them, so they have to be cleaned before they go into the ground.
So this should not have any effect on existing houses within the community if they put on an addition or expand their driveway. Is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement, unless you have a very, very large piece of property and a very large complex from our wealthier residents.
Okay, thank you, John.
Okay.
Any other questions?
One other thing, or maybe let me just check my notes here really quick. I think that's the major item. Road construction, linear types of construction, railroads, roads are what they call not exempt, but you can request a variance for it. So if you're widening a road or if you are doing a road project as a capital improvement, you have certain variances that you could request from the DEP. So, that would be another question. If we want to widen a road or put in sidewalk or things of that sort, that creates impervious surfaces, but there are certain waivers you could request from the DEP on those types of projects.
John,
I think
question.
that's about it. Yes, Councilman.
Does it require any enhancement to our storm sewer? The physical storm sewer in the road?
No, it does not.
Great. Thank you.
And they are, well, that's part of SPPP. But no, in answer to your question, it does not require any infrastructure improvements to our current system.
Thank you.
Any other
Just
questions?
one more question, John. I know we talked about the residential properties. Does this affect the industrial properties too if they're expanding on their building or their property?
Yes, that's commercial, so it would, yes.
Okay, will affect commercial. Okay.
Okay, anybody else? All right, let's move on to amend parking ordinance on Higan Avenue. Mr. Kearns, is that you?
And Mayor, just to finish up on the prior item, we will start preparing the ordinance amendment in conformance with the DEP model, with the goal of having an ordinance ready for introduction at the first regular meeting in January. Okay. All right. The second item tonight is just a rather straightforward parking ordinance amendment for Monhegan Avenue. A little bit of an interesting situation. There's 2 entries in the code for Monhegan Avenue. One prohibits parking on the entire street. There's another entry right next to it that conflicts with that and only prohibits it on one side of the street for a certain portion of the roadway. So this came to light earlier this year, and the police department is recommending that we amend the code by removing the duplicative provision and just keeping the one that bans parking on the street altogether for various safety reasons, such that it's I guess there's been some accidents there. It's a school route, rather narrow road. So that's the recommendation. And I think the engineer or the attorney has already prepared an ordinance for that if you want to move ahead with it.
Have people been parking there now? Is that why this came up?
Yeah, well, in particular, there was one person that had a off-street parking issue. But yes, there are people currently parking on the roadway.
Wasn't this because of the residents who wanted to park on Higan, and other houses were having their cars parked on Higan, and so the police went out to investigate it, and this is what they found.
So now there's no parking for anyone, is what's
Right.
happening.
This would clarify it and eliminate the conflict in the code. Yeah.
But have
It's still parking.
have the police looked at the roads to see if there is eligible parking on these roads? I mean, sometimes you just need parking on the road.
Their position is that for safety reasons, it's the on-street parking on the roadway.
So
Is it one
this is
side or
going
the
to
both sides?
Put on as an ordinance.
Both sides.
So I suggest before the next council meeting, and when this is introduced, that all of you please drive on Higan and notice these streets and also the rest of the streets that are on here. I guess a lot of you didn't realize about the no parkings on certain streets.
Are we going to make notification to the residents that live on Higan? Because if you remember when we did this on Walnut up here on the one side, the residents were very unhappy about this. So at least they have an opportunity to come in front of the council with their objections.
Well, this is that we first have to introduce an ordinance, and my suggestion is all of you drive on these streets before it's even introduced, and it will be notified to all the residents to please come to the council meeting via Zoom, and during the it will be introduced, and then they will have a right to look at everything, and then we encourage everybody to look at everything and then to speak. And so anybody who lives on, go to our borough codes and look at the streets that have no parking, so you know what's going on. But the only change will be on Higan. Otherwise, all these streets have been in effect since whenever the code was. When was the code redone?
Well, there's a history there of when that section of the code was amended, but not that specific provision that's in conflict. As you see that there are amendments 92, 95, 2002, 2006, 2011.
Long time.
2015. So as conditions change or require change, we amend the code. So again, this was a discrepancy that the police found, and they're looking to have it rectified and to make it clear.
Rich, we should also make sure that, because I'm looking at some of these and it doesn't matter which ones, but that they're properly signed as well, because I'm not sure that all of these have no parking signs.
That may be. I know when the new traffic officer took over the job, on his list to start going through and cataloging and making sure that signage was appropriate for the terms in the code.
Otherwise, how did the people
ongoing
know?
endeavor.
Right.
Exactly. Yep. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Anybody have any new business? Old business?
Well,
Strange
I have whatever business. I just want to touch a little
Is
bit.
that strange business?
Yeah, sure. It's so there's been some question about the borough and our ability to help the residents that get their mailbox destroyed during a snowstorm by either the snow plow themselves or the snow being pushed off the plow. So those of you that are watching and have this concern, I want you to know that the administrator is going to work on a written policies so we could standardize the borough. Right now we have nothing standard. We do certain things and then we don't do certain things. So there will be something talked about at the next meeting where we will try to standardize the policy and keep it even across the board for everyone. So just wanted to let that out there.
Thank you. Council committee reports. Well, you want to start since you're...
Okay, I just had some old business.
Oh, sorry.
Just on the stream house. I think I'd mentioned it to Rich at one point, but so now that it's down and there's a platform there, what are we doing in the meantime before something goes on top of it? I mean, right now it still looks like a construction site. Are what's the plan?
Yeah, so the construction site will be wrapped up, I think relatively shortly. We are having some discussions over how we can secure the immediate area around the stream house with some fencing that doesn't necessarily look like construction.
Decorative.
Something that's decorative, but something at the same time that when you install it doesn't trigger the need for review by the State Historic Preservation Office, which is a concern when you're digging there. So I know Margaret was going to talk to her partner and try to come up with some ideas, and I know the engineer too was looking at it, that we could hopefully find something that's suitable, relatively easy to install around the perimeter. So John, I don't know
And
if you're
we're looking for volunteers who want to work on the committee to come up with ideas on what we could do with that site. Because we do have to build something on it. And our hope is to build a little small children's museum.
Then the other thing I was reading in the record that was it Wayne? Or no, I think it was Wayne.
Yeah, it was Wayne, because I read it also.
Had the county purchased the property and
Yes, I saw that and I thought of it.
Maybe that's something we could look into, as much as you like to be in control of something, but if we, if the county could do it, they have bigger pockets than us. So maybe we could look into that.
I thought of that, Russ, when I read the article, and I thought how nice it would be for Bergen County, since we want to make this into a museum for children, for the county, because we were a county seat. And John, we had talked about this, John Bialy.
Yes, we did.
So maybe now the county, now that we did it, well, we can't call it
heavy lifting,
whatever we called it.
Yeah.
We knocked it down. Now that dismantle. I keep forgetting dismantle. But now that we're going to build up, maybe now the county, and I thought of that, maybe now the county will be interested in working with us.
Yeah.
I can give a call to the Parks Department, which has under its scepter as the Bergen County Cultural and Historical, and I could talk to somebody, the director or the assistant director of the parks, to see if they would be interested in the property and going forward as a county community historical location.
Is that what you're all talking about? You're talking about including the Van Allen house too, or just the stream house?
I would do whatever.
Whatever they want.
I'll find out.
Okay.
So.
And then just under old business, the sidewalks that we're talking about on 202. I was in Mountain Lakes, and they did a similar project at a busy road, and they put in a sidewalk, and they just did that. But I noticed along the way there was a few homes with mailboxes that were like just in the totally wrong spot now, because whatever, it was in the right spot before the sidewalk was put where it belongs. And now, so is that something that we're looking into? Is that, as the project goes on? I don't even know if the mailboxes along 202 are on the street or if they're on the homes. I don't know.
Yeah, if I can answer that, Mayor. So yes, is the quick answer. We look at where the mailboxes are along the entire route with respect to the sidewalk, and we respect the postal worker that comes in the little cart to be able to put the mail in, correctly, and at the same time put the sidewalk in. So there will be an item in the construction drawings for a relocation of the sidewalk to make it work. So yes, is the quick answer. Okay, I was driving by, and it was just it caught my attention because they were in such weird spots, the mailboxes, but obviously because the sidewalk is in a different spot. Mailboxes are a tricky thing. We can't violate the federal code for the delivery of mail, and at the same time we have to fit our sidewalk. It's sometimes is tricky. All right, thank you.
I think when we talk to the county about the Van Allen house, we should make sure to mention that we recently had a couple of grants to fix the interior. So they're getting something that's going to be fixed. They won't have to put too much money into it to take it over.
Well, they weren't talking to us when the stream house was up. So hopefully now they'll talk to us with the stream house down.
Right.
And Pat, most of that money we received for the interior renovations comes from the open space county.
Yeah.
So they're already contributing, but maybe they would like to have it under their wing.
Okay, we're going to start with the top row. So Bobby Knapp, you're first.
Okay. Just a quick note, Great Oak Park, so everyone's aware, it closes as when the first snowfall happens. So the first snowfall happened, so Great Oak Park is now closed until spring. If the gates are not locked, they will be being locked very shortly by the DPW. First aid and fire, unfortunately, did not provide me with any statistics again this month, so I have nothing to read as far as that goes. But I do have a message from the fire department. The fire department would like to thank all the residents that showed their support for the Santa run this past Saturday. So normally, as everyone knows, we typically go out, we have a schedule, streets, times, intersections where we are. All the kids go there, they meet, they sit on Santa's lap, what have you, and then we pick up gifts for the PBA's toy drive as well. Well, due to COVID, we couldn't do that. We modified our plan, and they parked a fire truck in Bush Plaza for 2 weekends. People dropped off gifts in the fire truck. Wasn't as good as what we normally do, but it worked, in addition to dropping them off at the police department. In addition, the fire department spent 8.5 hours driving around town with Santa freezing his tail off in the back of one of the fire trucks out in the outside. But the guys mentioned that this was the biggest crowd that we've really ever had. And that says a lot for, one, the department doing what they did to get everyone, to get Santa out there for the kids and what have you. But it says even more for the residents that they were all pumped up and psyched. And, you know, this year was a really depressing year, and something like that just raised the spirits of everyone. So I'd like to say, you know, thank you. I'm sure Eric and I, being members of the fire department, are very proud of what these guys did. I'd personally like to thank Danny D'Elia for setting this up, planning it, scheduling it, and driving Santa in that one truck. And then the PBA would also like to thank everyone for their donations to the toy drive.
Thanks Santa too.
Of course, and I thought I did that already. If I didn't, thank you, Santa. We think he's thought out by now, but it might not be. Police department. So in November, the Oakland Police Department received and distributed its community outreach publication. Everybody, this is what it is. So the booklet is full of useful information, crime prevention tips, telephone numbers, and other helpful content for the residents. The booklets were brought to various borough buildings and select businesses to be put on display and are free for the residents to take. The cost of the printing was paid for by selling of advertisements. So it's an ad journal, but within the ad journal itself, there's a whole lot of good information. I know it's hard to read, but so you should go find these. They're in the borough buildings, the borough hall, the library, and then in some stores. It's a very proactive thing that the police department has done, and I'm very proud that they did something like that. The message from the chief. Thank you to all the families who brought decorations in for the Oakland Police Department Christmas tree. The tree was empty and bare, and after we advertised a need for decorations on Facebook, the residents immediately jumped into action and brought down an abundance of ornaments. We appreciate the support from the community. And then, since this is the last council meeting of 2020, all of the members of the Oakland Police Department would like to thank the residents of Oakland for their kind gestures, PPE donations, and resiliency during 2020. For many, 2020 was the most difficult 12-month stretch of their lives. We would like to remember those that we have lost this year. We will strive to persevere through COVID-19 pandemic and look forward to a successful and bright 2021. And that's signed Chief Keith Sanzari. Also, the police department, proud to say, one, not only did we appoint John Lyons tonight to our police department, and just so everyone knows, John started at step 6 in the STEP program because he comes to us from Hoboken. So he's already, what was that, Rich?
Step 3.
That's not what it said. It said step 6. Okay, step 3. But he comes to us from Hoboken with a couple of years experience as a police officer. So that's a good thing for us. He does not need to go to the academy. He basically changes uniforms, gets a little bit of training about the borough itself, and goes right to work. So that's a win for the police department. In addition to that, our 2 recruits that started the police academy roughly 6 months ago, Jacqueline Jensen and Matthew Lopez, are finally set to graduate virtually on the 30th of this month. So congratulations to them. They will also be joining the ranks. They will start the field training off.
Can I stop you for a moment, Councilman Knapp? I'm glad you brought that up because when I read the resolution, it said step 6. You were right. And so this is incorrect, this resolution.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're correct.
Sorry,
Richard?
the dollar value of his salary is correct.
Correct.
But it says step 6. So does that
well-
mean this resolution's incorrect?
Nailima, your call on whether that or whether we can just, correct the typo.
I think you can correct the typo, Rich.
Me too.
on-
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up, Bobby.
You're welcome. It was an accident, but no problem. So
That was
anyway, I'd
good.
like to congratulate the 2 graduates of the academy. The academy is not easy, no matter what. This year was even more difficult because there were suspensions of the academy due to COVID. There was some home academic training they had to do. Then they had to go back to the academy. It was not normal. Things were delayed a little bit. So kudos to those 2 for going through it. I'm proud that we're going to have a female officer again. We've had them in the past, and they're very, very beneficial to the borough. So things are looking up very much for the police department. And finally, their stats, almost year to date, 1 month shy, will be for the month of November, 298 motor vehicle stops, which equated to 492 summonses, 48 school checks, and we only responded to 17 motor vehicle crashes, which is good. That's down from a lot of months, or almost double that. Year to date, the police department has responded to 15,491 calls for service. So that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you. I'm going by rows. So Councilman Kamala.
Thank you, Mayor. All I want to say is, I just want to echo what Bob said. I mean, it's having lived here for 54 years, it's just the resiliency of our residents when, the call goes out for help. Even with Christmas Street Police Department and anything that, people have to come together. It's such a great community. All I want to do is simply state that I want to keep it short and wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. And 2020 has been a hell of a year. And I'm really looking forward to things really getting better in 2021 with this virus and everything else that's going on. Back to you, Mayor. Thank you.
So second row, Councilman Bialy.
Yes, Mayor, thank you so much.
I'm going by rows on my Zoom.
You're in the right row now. Senior Center report. Senior Center continues to run on winter hours through February 26, 2021. It's going to be tough saying 2021 after all this year, especially. The center will be open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We continue to offer a mix of in-person, Zoom only, and hybrid programs as indicated on the calendar. Please see the January calendar and newsletter, which you can pick up at the Senior Center. If anyone would like to attend an in-person class, they are asked to call or email the Senior Center to register in advance. If they would like to be added to our email list to receive the Zoom links to online classes, they can reach out to 201-405-7731 or email seniors@oakland-nj.org. All in-person classes are held inside the Senior Center in accordance with the CDC and Department of Health guidelines for fitness facilities. The book club has returned to the Senior Center. We're holding a hybrid format, which is available both in person at the Senior Center or on Zoom. Books are now available to pick up at the center to be delivered to your home through our Books to Go program. The next meeting is Wednesday, January 20th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Please call the Senior Center to reserve your space. Line dancing start date has been postponed indefinitely pending availability of an instructor. The Senior Center now has iPads available to borrow. They can be used for such things as telehealth appointments, email, internet searches, games, and video calling with family and friends. They're available in Oakland Senior Center members for use within the center only. Don't know how to use an iPad? We'll teach you. Just call or visit the office for more information. Up for a game of pool? Our pool table and accessories are ready. 1 to 2 players at a time. Please call to reserve a time to find a partner to play with. The Senior Center's weekly shopping bus continues and is open to Oakland residents 55 and over. We offer door-to-door transportation to the ShopRite weekly and alternate locations within Oakland by appointment. A flyer with more information is available on the Oakland website and at the Senior Center to pick up. In cooperation with the Oakland Library, we continue to offer the Books to Go to homebound Oakland seniors and members of the community with disabilities. Books to Go is a book and media delivery program where we will drop off your rentals right to your house weekly and pick up your returns. Book delivery and returns will be held weekly on Tuesdays by the Senior Center bus. Those interested are asked to call the library at 201-337-3742 to reserve your books. If you don't have a specific book in mind, no problem. The fantastic staff at the library will put together book bundles based on your preferences. A flyer is available on the Oakland website. DPW, I just want to reiterate, thank you so much to all the fellas who came out on the night of the storm and made our roads drivable by the time we awoke in the morning. I just want to say something about snow removal. The Department of Public Works is asking residents to keep parked vehicles out of the roadway during winter storms. Understand that the snow removal equipment used by the Public Works is much larger than average vehicles and difficult to maneuver on partially blocked roads. Residents should also refrain from clearing snow from their vehicles, sidewalks, and driveways onto the roadway. Many times this is done by residents after a storm, causing a dangerous ice condition to other motorists and pedestrians. Also, rain is predicted for Thursday night. Please be sure to check the storm drain right near your property and make sure water from the roadway can flow freely. Just want to mention something. I had an email from Greg from the Wilson Street Bridge area, where the Borough snowplows inadvertently plowed the bridge opening closed. As soon as I found out about it, I reached out to Anthony. We sent the crew out there. I think the resident also helped in clearing a lot of the snow away. I've been there in the summertime to discuss a repair and update of the bridge location on Wilson Street. And while I was there, and I think I mentioned this once before, it's a very busy thoroughfare across the bridge. And to close it up with snow is just against everything that we stand for as far as getting around Oakland. So I just want to mention to the people that live in and around the area, the reason that was done is usually because there are cars parked on the roadway, which makes it difficult for the snowplow to deposit the snow along the edge of the roadway. So they have to put it somewhere. But from now on, Wilson Street Bridge will forever be open during snow events. We'll make sure of that. Historical and cultural, as was mentioned several times, stream house update. You see the new roof on top of the foundation now protecting it. I like the way that the contractor did his job. He also installed leaders and gutters off that little roof area. You wouldn't believe that there were leaders and gutters there, but there are, to take water off that roof. And come the first of the year, I'll be asking for residents from the Historical Society and anybody that wants to get involved to join me in discussing what we can do with the planning for a museum/classroom for children, which we hope to get started on as soon as possible. Just as a thought, as every time I look at the stream house now, I think of Frank Monaco, and the mayor and I went to his service at the cemetery in Paramus, the Washington Cemetery, and I must tell you, it's amazing how many friends Frank had. There was a crowd of people around his cemetery area, and I just want to extend again my heartfelt sympathies to Barbara and the whole family. In fact, Father Tom Lipnicki did the service at the gravesite, and it was Brad Wadby from Oakland Memorial Home had the entire thing videotaped because one of Frank's sons was stuck in an island, I think Trinidad, Linda?
Yes.
And he was unable to attend his dad's service, so it was videotaped.
The airports are closed there.
Back to him because the airports are closed and he couldn't leave the island. So it was a very sad circumstance altogether. And I know Frank and I have been friends for 45, 50 years. We worked together. Besides being neighbors in Oakland, we worked together in the construction industry. Anyway, again, prayers and thoughts with the family. Water and sewer, we're having a meeting tomorrow, as the mayor indicated, with representatives of the three service areas at, I believe it's at 5:30 at the senior
Correct.
center. And only those invited could attend because of social distancing issues that we still have to abide by. And I believe that's about all I have to deliver tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Talamini, you're next in the row.
Okay. I
We
was
just took him out.
He moved. He moves.
He moved.
all right. I'm going to be pretty brief, actually. I just want to wish everyone happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. We missed it, but Happy New Year. And I just want to say thank you to the DPW. What a great job you did on the storm this year. It's a hard job. Thanks for all you guys do there. And just in general, I'm done with the bad news of 2020. Every time somebody brings up something bad, I make sure I mention something good. I just try. I want everybody to know that smiles are free, and the more smiles we give, the better off we do. And I'm just looking forward to 2021. And really, I'm done with the bad news. So every time you think about something bad that happened in 2020, just remember plenty of good things happen. I mean, I could think of so many babies that were born, and so many people that were married, and people that I know 3 people that passed their electrical license test. So many good things happened this year. Let's talk about good things. I'm tired of the bad things. So, that's about it. Thank you. Smiles are free. And here's my my holiday tie. Merry Christmas.
Great. Councilman Pignatelli, you're it.
Yes. Councilman Talamini, here's my holiday tie. Santa Claus. Yes, Santa Claus will be coming soon. And as my other colleagues mentioned, Mayor especially, Happy Hanukkah. Hope you had a good holiday. I want to wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. And my thought for next year is hope. we should all have hope that we're going to return to normal again. We'll be able to go to parties, ball games, bar mitzvahs, weddings. I wish we all have hope for next year, that things will be much better. I do want to mention that there is a vacancy on the Environmental Commission. As the mayor said, anyone who wishes to volunteer, if you'd like to know what the Environmental Commission consists of, go to our website and there's a description there on Environmental Commission. As the mayor mentioned, congrats to the Green Team. They did a yeoman's job this year, compiling everything. Every meeting was going over everything that needed to be done. They were able to accumulate 485 points, giving us, we were notified, giving us the silver level under the New Jersey, Sustainable New Jersey. It means a lot. People should know that because of this, we'll be eligible for other grants. Just like we had a grant for the community garden, we'll be able to apply for other grants just because we've attained the silver level. And remember, when we apply for a grant, they give us the money. We don't have to give money to anybody unless it's a shared grant. But normally we are able to receive money. As Councilman Knapp mentioned, congrats to our new graduates from the Police Academy, Jacqueline Jensen and Matthew Lopez. I just want to say, I'm sure that the families are very proud of them. I know the Jensens personally, and I don't know the Lopezes, but I'm sure the families are very proud, as we here are proud. I'm proud to welcome you to our family of police department personnel, and I wish you all the luck in the new year, and Godspeed, be safe. And that's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
I see Ryan is on the Zoom tonight, and I just want to say to Ryan, congratulations. No one mentioned that he was nominated and became a hometown hero in Oakland.
Yes.
Josh Gottheimer, our councilman, had a video. Actually, it was a Zoom ceremony. We've been to ceremonies in person, unfortunately not this year. And so congratulations to Ryan on becoming a hometown hero for his work at the dog park and his work on the OCC, the Communications Commission. So congratulations, Ryan.
Congrats, Ryan. Good job. Well deserved.
Oh, yes. And before we open to the public, I just want to remind everybody it's for public comments. Please do not ask us questions about sewers, because we're not going to give you the answers tonight because it's public comment. We would rather you ask your questions to the committee that is coming to meet with us in person, and this way we can get more into depth. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Michael?
Okay, so if you're a member of the public and you wish to provide public comment, please click the raise your hand icon or *9 on a mobile phone. Last call, raise your hand icon or *9 on a mobile phone.
Motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid. Councilman Telemann.
Bills to be paid, $828,320.86. So moved.
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes.
I don't want to hold up the bills list, but I just have a question for Richard. Richard, when I looked at the bills list, I can't believe, unless I'm wrong or the bill list is wrong, it cost $40,000 for a fire hydrant?
I signed that check.
Which item are you looking at, Pat?
I'm shocked. In the bills list, just if you could look into it.
Well, Pat, who's the vendor, Pat?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't put the vendor down. Just that the department was, I guess, a DPW, $40,000 for a fire hydrant. I mean, not that it's,
No, it
I'm not saying
wouldn't-
it's not
it
worth
wouldn't-
it.
It would not be for one fire hydrant.
Right.
I'll come in tomorrow and you can look it up for me then.
We signed the check. The check was there with the voucher.
I think there were 12 or 13 replaced, Lynn, during the year. So it's
I'll
not
come
for
in.
one.
That could be.
I'll come in tomorrow, Richard. We'll go over it.
All right, that's fine, Pat. Sounds
Yep,
good.
thank you. Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, the motion,
Second?
roll call.
Councilman Bialy,
Yes.
Councilman Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Kamala,
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli,
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
And is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mayor, so our next, the oath of office, you want to announce when that's going to be?
I was going to announce that. Usually we do the adjournment first.
Sorry.
Then we can make it out. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes, the next meeting is the oath of office, which is going to be held on Wednesday, January 6, 2021. And then I was going to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Be careful. Don't be complacent. It's important that you just, maintain good health, follow the CDC guidelines and have a safe and healthy 2021. And so anybody want to make announcements, this is it.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bobby, this is Jim.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Be safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you have a very good 2021. We need it.
And if you have an opportunity, as a public health, former public health professional, please, if you have an opportunity to get the vaccination, it's so important.
We're not until the, I said it to elected officials, what ranking are we? We have no ranking.
I don't know. But anyway, if you have an opportunity to get the vaccination, please get it.
I think we're in the
The only
third.
way we're going to get over this is if the population gets 75% immunized or vaccinated. And I encourage everyone, when you can, please, 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 you will help everyone by getting the vaccine. Not only yourself, but everyone. Remember what
With that,
what they say about the mask? Wearing is caring.
oh, that's good.
Mm.
Everybody
Smiles
remember
are free.
that. Wearing is caring.
Good night,
And
everybody.
with that, happy
Good night.
New Year, everybody.
And everybody, happy New Year.
Thank you, Nylema, for joining us.
Oh, you're very
Good
welcome.
night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.